Doing. It's Saturday. If y'all can hear me, give me a 1 in the chat, y'all. This is my dance theme music. If y'all notice, this is the music that I play in the background in some of my videos. And if y'all look at that video where I'm dancing by myself, this is the tune in the background that I'm dancing to. It's very simple. It's called Bad Snacks. Hey, Hobby the CEO, you just getting off? That's what's up. Get home safe. Thank you for letting me know that I am live. And in effect, y'all, it's Saturday. Yeah, I've been away for a little while, but I've been having my head to the, grinding in class, learning some new stuff. But I did post in my community tab some free stuff. Y'all know I'm always trying to, free information is always good. But we're going to let some more people come in. And we're going to talk about some things because y'all probably like, what she talking about? This all pertains to business, okay? The business of business, right? Business as usual. Thank you, Happy the CEO. You just getting off of work. Yes. Let's see. It's 8 of y'all in here. Come on in. How y'all doing? I am Monique, aka the Frugal Nurse. Y'all, so much stuff has been happening. Y'all know I had covered the Carly Russell story before, and I could not just not have a comment on that. And then there's some other stuff going on, but this all pertains to business, guys. And we're going to talk about it today, okay? Business as usual, okay? Greed, lies, and scamalations, okay? Because there's nothing new under the sun. This has been going on since the beginning of time. And let me just say at the beginning, all things are alleged except for Carly Russell, because she's been, she's pled not guilty. But anyway, Hey, you in the kitchen cannon, so I'm going to just listen for a bit. Okay. Thank you, Lady Dagger Status. Hey, Summer Breeze, what's up? How you doing? Yes, I have my head to the grind, and, I haven't been posting this week because I've been studying, and I'm in classes and doing some things. So, I got to try to stay focused, but, I can't forget about y'all. And I kind of think in my thunker that y'all needed some, how could I put it? Y'all like a little bit of a variety of content. So I'm going to give you guys, of course, my commentary on some of these things that's been going on out here in these YouTube streets as it relates to business, because we're going to talk about it. So let me go ahead on and just fade out this music here. And I am streaming on platforms, including Facebook, and on 2 YouTube channels. And we will get started. Y'all, we are back, and as you come in the house, please give me a thumbs up for this YouTube algorithm, because you know how that works, y'all been pros at this for a while. But let's talk about what's been going on, okay? The business as usual, greed, lies, and scamalations, okay? There's a book called Galatians in the Bible. There's Lamentations because there's some people who's lamenting right now because of this scandal, because they've lost a lot of money, they've lost life savings. So this is not funny. This is really serious, but this pertains to business. As you guys know, my thing is, I think, and if y'all see the banner for my channel, I changed it. Simple. Start a business and start a YouTube channel. It's just that simple, okay? But in life, when we are doing things, we have to use our wisdom and our discernment. And definitely, let me start off with Carly. We call her Carly. I don't even call her Carly Russell because everybody knows her. Everybody knows her name. I don't even have to call her by her last name, Carly. So if I say Carly, y'all know I'm talking about Carly Russell, okay? It's very rare that you could call somebody's first name like Michael. Michael is a very common name. But if I said Michael, you wouldn't know who I was talking about. But if I say to you, yeah, girl, Carly was on the news today, y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. It's like, what's that? What was that show where everybody knows your name? That little, what was it? Cheers, where everybody knows your name. Boom, thum, thum. Everybody knows who Carly Russell is, okay? And she went to court this week, I think it was. And I'm not late with this. I kind of wait until stuff kind of marinates, But I knew that what she said was a hoax. I knew that from the beginning. A lot of people didn't. Don't know why, but I did. And I had some strong words for her. They are calling Carly Russell a nursing student. So I'm assuming, right? I'm assuming that she's in nursing school. I'm just assuming that. And as a nurse, I had some strong words for her because I was like, you know what? We don't need her as a nurse. I did say that. I absolutely positively did. So, Carly went and she pled not guilty. And I was like, huh? So her lawyer said something about her mental health and all of this other stuff. And I was like, wait a minute. So let's go to the tape here, y'all. Let's share some things. Let me just kind of bring you way back because this has a lot to do with business because her dad is in business. He is supposedly some person that works at a bank. And her mom is a real estate agent. So with all this publicity and mostly negative publicity, mostly 100% of it, this is going to affect business for the mom, business for the dad. If he ever wants to go into business or anything, it may affect them. And I think it would because, if you had a real estate company, you'd be like, well, I really don't know if I want her going out there, with my clients. It might not look too good. It does affect your business. I don't care what you say. What you do can affect your business acumen, credit, reputation. So let's see what Carly Russell, let's see what she did. Let me just show y'all this. Let me share my screen here. And this is from Channel 13. This is all for fair use for educational commentary. And because we talking about it, that fair use statement. What was that? Fair use? I gotta put that on my little banner there. Yeah, but this is for fair use. This is from Channel 13 News. And we're gonna show Carly. She looks totally different. She's walking in to the courthouse. She has on her black dress. She has her hair done. She looks like she's gained some weight. But they told her specifically, don't put all the makeup on. I can hear her lawyer right now saying, don't you put them eyelashes on. You're gonna come barefaced. Don't put all them no red lipstick. You're gonna wear a basic blue or black dress with some heels and some stockings, and that's it. Don't you come up in here looking like you was looking on Instagram. I'm sure her lawyer told her that. I'm just assuming. So let's just go to the news report here. This was from this week, I think Tuesday or Wednesday. Let's go to the tape and let's see what Carly looked like. She went bopping though. She had a little bop to her. And they must have not told her not to chew that gum. But let's go to the tape here.
Trial. And skip directly to.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me this thing's going
to circuit court. Now, our cameras.
Okay. So I'm going to stop it right there because it's lagging. And I wonder, what? I had a guy from the cable guy. He said to plug it in directly with the Ethernet. So y'all give me a minute. Lady Gaga status, you go and finish canning. I'm gonna go. I forgot to hook up that Ethernet because I want to play this and I want the stream to be a little smooth. So y'all know we can edit. This is live. This is what happens on live tape. So show me some grace. I gotta go get that Ethernet cord and I'm gonna try to hook it up because I need to play these videos. But that's Carly right there. Look, see, they told her don't put no makeup on, put some glasses on, put that dress on, no lashes, none of that. She went in there and she pled not guilty. And they call her a nursing student, so I guess she's still in nursing school in Alabama. I don't want to see nothing, I don't want to see the girl, life ruined, but sometimes we do things that ruin our lives, but this is going to affect business. Now, think about it. If Carly had a business, would you go there? Now, if she had a good business, and this was 20 years later, people probably would. But right now, would you go to her business? I don't think you would. So give me a minute. Show me some grace. I'm going to stop sharing for a minute, and I'm going to put the music back on. And y'all let me know. Do y'all think her lawyers told her, don't put no music on? Hey, Veronica, how you doing? Do y'all think her lawyers told her don't put the lashes on, come bareface? I think her go back to the music. I put a little bit of music on in the background. This is called Bad Snaps. I'm gonna go get this Ethernet because that's what he told me to do, because I don't have a whole lot of tabs open. He said hook it up into the finger. So yeah, so that's Carly. We know her as Carly. She is Carly. I used to call her Carly Russell, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm calling her Carly because that is somebody's child, daughter. I can't condemn nobody. Okay. All right. I'm going to get this. How this gonna be? All right, y'all. Let's see how this is gonna work. I don't know how this is gonna work out, but we gonna see. We'll make it work. So let me go on back here to Carly. Carly Russell. Let's see if it'll. I got it hooked in. I wonder if I got to take off the wireless. I probably do, but I don't know. Let's see.
We're here several hours ago and caught images of Carly Russell entering Hoover Municipal Court with her family. The whole procedure relatively quick. Those are the only two words she said, not guilty. She was wringing her hands behind her back the entire time, clearly very nervous.
Nervous is
yeah, I don't know why it's lagging. His name is Emery Anthony. So let me just get out of that because that is not. I have it hooked up. I think I have it hooked up right, but let me see. Airplane mode off. What are they talking about? Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me get out of this and we're gonna talk about some stuff. I'm just gonna have to stop sharing. Okay, I'm back. It's still lagging and it's still kind of laggy, and I don't like that. But I do have it hooked up, and I'm not sure why it's still lagging. So I do have yes, the lawyer told her what to do, where, and say. Yeah, she didn't really say too much, but I think he forgot to tell her and the mama. That she was probably nervous too. As far as the government is concerned. But I wanted to play these for you, and that's the I wanted to play that for you so you guys can see. But wait, hold on 1 second, because this is my third or fourth time using StreamYard. So yeah, but this is her attorney, Emery Anthony, and basically she pled not guilty. He keeps referring to her as a nursing student, so I assume she's still in school. But this is going to have long-term lasting effects for her family, and as it relates to business, she may want to become a business owner or something, but people are going to still remember that, and it brings us to just doing the right thing and just having good business etiquette and good business acumen. But yeah, let me see if this thing is gonna play. I got my Ethernet hooked up. I should have tested it while the guy was here. Why he was here. I should have tested it, and I got 5G and everything. I got it hooked up into the back of the box there, but I don't know what's going on. Let me see if I can play it. Hold on.
Municipal court, circuit court, but I think she understands what has happened. She has apologized. I know you all said not through me, but that's not good enough. But she has
You see him with his snazzy glasses on?
for what transpired.
I don't like that. It's skipping too much. I don't like that. So, she filed. She pled not guilty, and that's what's going on right now. So, yeah, that is what's going on. And let me just give you guys another picture of her. She looks so different than the pictures that we saw on the internet. She looks absolutely, totally different. But I think that was at the advice. Hey, Tamika Wells, how you doing? Let me just show you. And next time I'll just probably maybe do slides, and that way. But this is her walking into the courtroom with Mr. Emery, and he's smiling. And she's like, I think her grandparents were there. Her dad and her mom. Her mom had on the orange jumpsuit, and she was found guilty of 2 misdemeanor charges in Hoover, Alabama, which could face up to a year in jail. But I really do not believe she's going to jail. I don't believe so. I believe they're saying that she has some mental health situation. I don't believe she's going to jail. I believe she'll continue to be a nurse in school, and in another 5 years, nobody won't say anything else about it. That's what I believe. Okay, but as it relates to business, her mom is into real estate. That puts a damper on business transactions, business associations, whether in the corporate place or somebody's own personal business. But she wins. She pled not guilty. It says the case will now go before Bessemer Circuit Court in Jefferson County. She has apologized for what transpired. She never gave a apology herself, and I think that could have had a different effect on people and how they felt about the situation. She did it through her lawyer, but again, this is how she used to look, but she looks totally different now. She looks totally different. Let's see here. Oh, we ain't gonna do that. We just gonna leave that alone. All right. So let's get on to the what I've been trying. What I want to talk
keratin color transforms your
about.
hair and helps it break away from damage for
Which
strength.
which is the situation that is going on right now with, and you see the thumbnail. On the front is DJ Envy, right? The other person up on the thumbnail is Carly. We don't even call her Russell because we already know who she is. And then there's a Mr. Pena, CESAR Pena, you know. And this whole thing, I've been listening to this story for a few months now, and it is really blown up, and it's really getting to be a huge deal. And I wanted to talk about it because there's nothing new under the sun. This has been going on from the beginning of time. And I thought I would do this segment called Business as Usual. You know, I used to watch a show called American Greed. And I used to like that show. I don't know why I liked it and why I had an affinity to it. If anybody y'all know about that story, that show, I don't even know if it's still on. I think it's still on. And it was called American Greed. And it would tell you stories about business people, regular people from around the way that somehow or another scammed folks, you know, took money from them, all type of Ponzi schemes. And when I think about a Ponzi scheme, the picture in my mind from what I know about Ponzi schemes, Bernie Madoff comes to mind for me because a lot of people lost their money. Now, some people could say, well, you know what does this have to do with business? It does, because I believe that we should, you know, if you are able to start a business. And I would think that, you know, you could start a YouTube channel as a part of your business model. But what does scams have to do with it? They're all type of scams. Let me tell you, even with YouTubers, small and large, there are people who will take over your channel, hack your channel. There are people who are buying subscribers. There's all type of scams, and it never pays off, guys. I don't care what you do. When you are not upfront, honest, and transparent, it's never going to pay off, especially in business. You know, they have all type of scams of people. People will, even if you have a big channel, now this is not illegal. Some people will buy your channel and take it over. Some people will hack your channel and take it over. Some people buy subscribers. It's all type of bots and different things of that nature. But then what starts to happen is the bots don't interact, you know, like a human would. So, you know, sometimes YouTube will shut down certain channels that are not authentic. You know what I mean? So these scams go across the genre of any type of business. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, yes, I watched that show, a White Collar Crimes on that show, right? Summer Breeze. And I love that show. I don't know why I like the show, but it was called American Greed. And the person who used to commentate it, I can hear his voice right now. So there's this, let me just show you some, let's see. And I wanted to play this. This is Sarah Wallace. Sarah Wallace is an investigative reporter. Shout out to everybody in New York, NYC, my family, everybody, you know, from where I'm from. But, you know, I've been talking about business a lot, and I think everybody's talking about business because business kind of transcends everything, right? But there is an investigation going on right now with Mr. DJ Envy. He is a well-known, I didn't know he was a rapper, but he is a well-known radio personality, DJ on the radio, and it's called The Breakfast Club, right? Very influential, has a lot of reach, has a lot of pull. And this is a lady right here. I want to show you who has been affected by this thing. Now, he's innocent until proven guilty, but his name is coming up in a lot of stuff. In addition to Mr. Pena or Cesar Pena, who, you know, has a record. And let me just be clear. People go to jail, they make mistakes, and I believe you can change your life, you know, and not want to go there. But me personally, I don't care if you are a dancing pop locking, roach. I don't care if you you know, I don't care what your gimmick is, but it would be hard pressed for me coming from New York. And let me say this: a lot of people have been scammed, in my opinion. Okay, I've been scammed before, and I'm gonna tell y'all about that. But it would be hard pressed for me, y'all, and those of y'all out there watching, for me to be convinced by, and I'm not, in no offense to rappers, because y'all go and I think this is the way to do it. You become a rapper or whatever it is that you become successful, and then you take that money and you invest it in businesses. And a lot of rappers have done that. Wing shops and car shops, and they bought real estate. That's what you do. But I wouldn't go to the rapper or DJ host of a radio station in reference to real estate. I just wouldn't, because I don't know how they could convince me that they're an expert in that, right? I would go to a real estate broker or somebody who's, been vetted, and, to help me. But one of the things that I've been hearing a lot about this is that the terms of the return on investment was 30%. And that's a lot. That's better than the stock market in some cases. So people would invest their money and they would get a 30% return, and that's very high. And in my belief is, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So let's go to this tape. Hopefully this will play. I'll have to figure out, this situation with DJ Envy is, I don't know these people. I don't know them. They in my age bracket though, not Charlemagne, but DJ Envy, I think that's the age bracket that I'm from. And I'm like, you can't convince me to give you my money, because I don't want to part with it. Now, I've been scammed, and I'm gonna tell you things that I've been scammed with. But let me share this with you, because this is about business. If somebody comes to you with some business, even on these YouTube streets telling you that you need to take a course for $10,000, you need to look at them with the side eye and just walk away. Okay, just walk away. So this is from a channel called Tony the Closer. Now, I don't know who these people be, but he has somebody on his channel, and like I said, this is for fair use, and it's entitled "A Costly Lesson: How One Woman Lost $97,000 Investing with Flippy NJ, with CESAR Flippy NJ, Pena's brother." So this is extending the reach. It's extending from the regular schmegular, hardworking, new who have a lot of money. I heard, this is alleged, that one of the victims was somebody who was a lawsuit and got $1 million, was supposedly on his deathbed, and invested that money into what they're calling on the news payola / a Ponzi scheme. Guys, I talk about starting a business, but there's no get rich quick scheme. There isn't. If I came up here and told you that you're going to make $1 million doing this in 3 months, you need to look at me with a side eye. Okay, unless somehow or another, the floodgates of wealth just opened up and I just get hit with $1 million. But when I'm talking about with you guys starting businesses, there are ways to get those other streams of income, and that money kind of drips in. But if you have money dripping in from different places, that's good. That's good. So, like, I have money dripping in. I went to one account. It had $400 in it. That's from affiliate marketing. No joking. Like, it was $400 sitting there, right? But if I had that dripping in from multiple places, if you could get $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 extra a month, that's fine. Now, I'm not telling you gonna make $50,000 a month. Now, there's some people who do, and they do really make that much money. But I'm just talking about, getting stuff set up, getting your business going, and starting those things so you have those building blocks and foundation in place so you can get money. I'm not telling you gonna make $30,000 and listen to this, and I'm hoping that somebody close all my tabs.
Yeah, so basically me and my husband got by Caesar's brother Lucci, because he was there at the seminars acting like he was a contractor for his brother. So we went into contract. I bought a house in Patterson, New Jersey. He was our contractor, but he really wasn't a contractor. He lied. He wrote me a whole bullshit ass contract.
There is some profanity in this. And this young lady right here, she reminds me, you hear that New York accent, she's Latina, but you still see here the New Yorker coming out. And on top is the gentleman called Tony the Closer. I don't even know who he is. I just heard of him like in the past week or two. But down beneath is a young lady who says that she gave $97,000. See, these are regular people, right? Imagine if you took $97,000 of your hard-earned money, and it looks like she worked for the city because she got that blue. I don't know if she's a bus driver, a conductor, or whatever. But I see that blue collar on her, and when I say blue collar, they got the uniform. So she might work for transit or something like that. She might drive the bus, or she might, I don't know. But she took $97,000 of her family's money and invested it, and she said she lost it. And through this video, I'll put the link. There's some profanity in here. But you must understand that these are people's hard-earned money. And one of the things she mentioned toward the end of this video was that she, this really affected my marriage because my husband is now looking at me. Even though she's listed in a lawsuit, $97,000 is not something to blink at and that you can just, think about and just walk away from. So I don't care where you are, if you're on YouTube, Instagram, and wanting you to buy it. I'm gonna tell you some of the ways that I've been scammed. But if people are pitching something to you, one of the things you need to do is just take a step back and take some time. And if you're not educated and you don't know the terms of the agreement, and you don't have a lawyer there with you, don't do it. Just walk away. Yes, a lawyer. If it's so good to be true, if everybody, let me tell you something. If everybody could get a 30% of return, nobody would be broke. Okay? Nobody would be homeless. No, everybody would have some money because that rate of return is just astronomically large. From what I can see, some people were not educated, and that's okay that you don't know. But when it goes to you making that transaction and sending your money to somebody with a wire or a check, get you a lawyer involved and get the contract. And according to what I was heard saying is that they would get a 30% of return. You don't get a 30% of return. In that case, everybody would be millionaires and making money hand over fist. And my thing is, with a 30% return, why would they need your money? If they're making that much money hand over fist, why would these people need you to invest? One of the other things is that these and she was telling me how today she had gone to Invest Fest. I don't know what Invest Fest was, but she said she went to something called Invest Fest, and I guess it's a conference. And she said she remembers vividly that DJ Envy was there at the advertisements and stuff. But she said she remembers that vividly. These seminars and stuff like that, and they with them. It is going to business by yourself. But let's see what she has to say. But she did say it affected her marriage, and it could have ended in divorce or something like that. So this has long-reaching effects, y'all. This investigation is ongoing. People are innocent until proven guilty. So I'm just naming the parties who are involved at this point. But people are saying they lost their money. And I think there's some more people, guys, for real, that are quiet because they're embarrassed, right? They're quiet because they are embarrassed. And I think this is far-reaching. I think it's only regular people are involved, workers, white-collar, blue-collar workers, stuff like that. But I think there's some celebrities that may be involved too, and they're just not saying anything yet. And I think the celebrities were trying to handle it their way, but now I think because the Men in Black and the federales are involved, it's getting out of hand. So let's see if I can uh I'm trying to close all windows so things can play. So let's see if I can. This should educate you about, taking your time when you're doing business, doing things above board, always the way it needs to be done. This should really be a lesson to a lot of us.
He's sub-hired, he subcontracted it to another company. Then the dude comes to my house for money. I'm like, yo, I gave it to your boss. He like, who's my boss? I own this company, not Lucci. I'm like, wait a minute. Lucci is the owner of the company. All of y'all wearing trap landlord shirts. He's like, no, he's not. He gives us free merchandise, so we wearing it. He doesn't own my company. He's not a contractor, mind you. He wrote my whole contract. I gave him $100,000, $97,500. I deposited it into his bank account. He was the one.
$500. That is no money to just be blinking at. How many of you, if you had 97,000 and she said there was a contract, that contract before she exchanged money, and hindsight is 2020, and I'm not coming down on her because she was really thinking that these people were really to help her, to move and shake in the world of real estate and get a return on their investment. And it's not unlike that, people want to get a return on their investment. But the only people that I have ever given money to without me really knowing something was like a 401k, an IRA, a Roth IRA, that through my jobs. And that money would go, and I would trust Fidelity or Charles Schwab or T. Rowe Price and call them up and ask them questions. But I'm really not educated about that. But 97,000 Jersey, right? Because a lot of people who work in New York, they live in Jersey. She's driving now from work, okay? And she's telling a story on live with Tony the closer. And she's telling a story about this contract. All contracts are covenants. They're well, whether they're good, bad contracts or bad. But if she had somebody look at the contract, they would have said 30%. That's not even possible. I think they were offering 30% return. So 97.5 times 30%. That's what she would get back. Plus, and I don't know if that was on a revolving basis or I don't know how this was working, y'all. But I would have took the contract somewhere. Y'all let me know. I can't see what y'all saying, but let's finish seeing what she's saying. She's coming from work, yo. She's coming from work and she's telling her story. And New Yorkers, we talk with our hands. So, forgive us for that. But we can't help that. We talk with our hands. Okay? We do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Together, I met him in R. He sees his little brother. His name is Lucci. And, I'm his contractor. So I take all his information to use him like, this is smart. Like, yeah, I'm going to use you. And we got too. We got a lawyer and everything. But, who's to say we're going to get our money back? But I just feel like Envy needs to take some sort of accountability. Because if I never heard him on the Breakfast Club, seminar with flipping NJ, I would have never went to it. I would have never been out of pocket with my money.
Damn, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yep. And like I said, that other dude, Emil, that's crazy. Like I said, I gave him 97.5. He gave up 47.5. He gave up 47.5 and he owes me 50K. But he acted like he don't and made fake receipts, falsified.
Back. And she said she's still out for the other half of the money. She said somebody gave $1 million. So this is going, guys, let me say this to you. This is huge. And I just say we need to look at this in the context of any type of business, whether you're starting a business, if somebody wants to go into business with you, I would say, no, don't do it. People need to be vetted, but I personally would not, it would be very hard sell for me to take my money from to give to somebody, but these people trusted them. She obviously met these people and to somebody who's a DJ on a radio station. I don't care how much influence you have. We got to slow down, guys. And everybody wants to be wealthy. Everybody wants to, and when I say everybody, most people want to just be comfortable. But we can't just be willy and nilly about the money that we work so hard for. And there's people who have had gone through, maybe a lawsuit, malpractice, almost died and passed away. This is what I'm hearing. And they lost their money. So we have to be wise and use discernment in you do not hear me pushing a $10,000 course. You do not hear me getting up here, because, some channels lead with flashiness and watches, and you see sneakers behind them. And to me, that's okay. If that's your lifestyle, fine. But then you are leading with that. People want that lifestyle. And they're thinking that people on you must do things for yourself. We should not be looking to, YouTuber to guide you out of poverty. That's something between you, the Lord, and educating yourself about certain things. We got to put things in context, right? But there's lifestyles that are promoted. And she said she met him at a seminar. A lot of people went to these seminars and they were convinced that this was a thing to do. And they put their hard-earned money. So let's listen to what she has to say a little bit more. And like I said, this comes from a channel called Tony the Closer. I don't know who this man is. I've just learned about him in the past 2 weeks. But he's interviewing a lady who's driving home and looks from her job. It looks like she's in the tunnel, maybe the Holland or the Lincoln Tunnel, going home to Jersey. So let's finish listening. And if there's some profanity in here, forgive me for that. But this is what's going on out here in the business world. But let me say this is happening at that level, but it happens in corporate America too. Up there with the rooters and the tooter. Y'all remember Enron and them scams and flim flams? So this is business as usual. This ain't nothing new, y'all. Now, these people are innocent until proven guilty. But it's sad because people are saying they don't lost their money from the likes of the thousands to millions. And it is not funny. Because getting that money back, man, please.
Completed. I needed my house completed. I'm sitting there paying taxes, paying this, paying that, because you playing around here in DR, shaking ass, clapping ass with girls, with all these little trap landlords. He's signing with these people, that people, they're fraud. They all a fraud. I came to everybody's DM to talk to everybody personally, privately. I said, I'm going to come to your next seminar and I'm going to make noise, because y'all sitting here taking people's money and nobody's responding. Nobody's saying nothing. Nobody knows nothing. But I got proof. I got all the black and white. I got all my WhatsApp. I got all my
make sure you DM all that stuff to me.
Yeah, I did. I started texting you earlier when you initially posted the picture. I said, wow. I sent it to my lawyer. I said, look at this. I'm not the only one. So it's not only him. It's his brother too, living off his name. Caesar's my brother. I'm the contractor. Imagine how many other people he got like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you right there at the seminar, you selling hoodies, trap landlord. I'm my brother's contractor. I met everybody that day. I met the realtor Domingo. I met MG, the mortgage guy. I met Lord of the Slums. I met the credit dude. I met everybody that's at all the events. I met them there. I shook hands, kissed babies to try to make connection. I put the money in his bank account. The very next day, that nigga was in DR. The very next day, he was in DR. Like, so cut him another 20,000 because. You know, at the end of the day, I'm over here. I can't sell. I can't. What's that? I can't cash DK. Boom. He in DR for a week. He comes to give him the other 100. You 100 right there. You're supposed to be paying the guys for. Yeah, but I'm in DR. Can't just send it. I got all of that. All of that.
That's crazy.
He was his brother. Can you? They tell you truths. Like, yo, if you go to.
So I'm starting to learn that, she said she believed him because she felt that he was telling her truth. And he was like, look at my Instagram. Guys, Instagram is not real for everybody. YouTube, some of what people portray on, especially like things like, I guess they call it the gram, it's not real. And we need to understand that everything you see, just because somebody got sneakers behind them, showing you that they got a Rolex, the bottom line is this. Hold on. The bottom line is this: everything that you see or hear or somebody tells you is not true. And I think that, we need to go back to that. What you see may be a mirage. It may not be facts. So just because somebody's showing you that they live in a certain lifestyle does not necessarily mean that that's true. They might be having some other issues financially. Okay? So I don't come up here trying to floss and trying to show off. Everybody's trying to live and make it. But these people have literally taken their hard-earned money. And she said she believed what he said. And she also said she believed he was like, yo, look at my Instagram. That don't mean nothing. What's the money show? It doesn't mean anything. So let's get that clear, guys. Stop with all the fandom and idolizing people and what they have. And let's go back to level minds, just kind of really taking our time. And this can transpire in anything. There's people on YouTube talking about, buying land, selling land, and they legitimately are showing you how to do it. But you legitimately, when you go buy this land, have to get a contract and have somebody look at it. So this is what we need to do, is take time to, take time. So she also goes on. I'm fast forward, and I'll leave they got it. Maybe it was inheritance. Maybe they sold the home and got the money. Who knows? So let's finish listening to what this is a woman saying she lost out in certain deals.
Because we get God. Who my husband looking at? Who my husband looking at?
So, hold on, she's talking about how this affected
real estate guru. Like, let's go with him. Like, that's his brother,
So she's talking about here. This next segment is how she's talking about how this whole thing has affected our marriage, because she convinced her husband, who was not really going for it in the beginning, and she said now that they got, what got is like a slang word for you got taken, you got fooled, you got duped. So for those who don't know, so she's saying she got her and her husband, and now her husband's looking at her with the side eye, and she's like, who else can he look at? But me. So let's
a lot of people at our job, but it almost put a damper on my marriage too, because I picked him. I'm like, that's Caesar's brother. It makes sense. Yo, he's the mortgage, he's the real estate guru. Like, let's go with him. Like, that's his brother. I'm convinced in my husband. My husband's like, nah, I'm a licensed contractor. I'm like, you don't got time. You work in New York. We live in Jersey. It's not gonna work. Let him do the work, please. And then boom, what happens? We get God. Who my husband looking at? Who my husband looking at? Oh, me, because I convinced him, like, yo, but we met him at the summit. No, DJ Envy ain't gonna, represent people like this. Look who got.
I'm gonna leave it on that note. She was like, look who got. She was like, no, we met him at the seminar. DJ Envy is not gonna do people like this. He's too, they probably thought, he's in the limelight, he's not gonna, and I'm not implicating him. I'm just repeating what she said. But you cannot believe what you see. Oh, you don't know these people. These people said that they were actual contractors and real estate gurus. Who said? Did they give themselves that name? I'm just saying. I mean, I could call myself anything, y'all. For real. I could call myself anything, right? I can call myself the business guru of the world. And it doesn't necessarily have to be true. It doesn't have to be true. Yes, use discernment. Yeah, like a pyramid scheme, somebody said. That's what people are calling it, like a pyramid or Ponzi scheme, It is what it is. It's saying that. And let me go through your comments because I've been trying to show you guys that it says, Summer Breeze said, Tony the Closer been hitting hard on this for months now. I saw him on another YouTube channel. Absolutely. He's been going real hard. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? So this does relate to business, guys. No matter what you say, when there's a contract or anything that comes in front of you, when we go to buy a home, we get a real estate broker. And typically in New York, you're supposed to have a real estate attorney. I don't know if that's still the law. Y'all let me know. But there's a contract there that somebody needs to sign. And it looks like people are really, she was like, thank God we still blessed. We got our jobs. But what happened if you lose your job? This woman is out of money, and hopefully her husband is showing her some grace. But I know he's like, I should have never listened to you. And ladies, you can see the influence that women do have over men. He was like, honey, she was convincing him, look, we live in Jersey, you work in New York, we don't have time. Let him do it. This is a good deal. He's a real estate guru. Who calls him a guru? Based on what his Instagram or what he told you at a seminar or what people told you? Nah, look at their credentials. Okay. So let's see what Lady Dagger Status said. She says, anyone, and I'm reading your comments, it's 18 of y'all in here. It says, Tony the Closer has been hitting hard. Let's see. No, this one is from Lady Dagger Status. She said, anyone from New York or New Jersey, no, Patterson is not the spot to buy houses, straight hood. And see, Lady Dagger Status is in Jersey. So it's like, I don't know what the sales pitch was. I don't know. Was he saying that were they being told that this area was going to be revitalized? I don't know. Because some of the places that are hood, or they're revitalizing those areas, you know? Oh, my sound was going out. Okay. All right. All right. I don't know what is happening. I left Restream. I didn't have this much lag with Restream. I could play some stuff. So I'm gonna see how StreamYard does and see if I can do a little bit better. Y'all let me know. Am I going in and out now? InvestFest was in Atlanta. Okay. So thank you, Summer Breeze. A young lady I was speaking to today, and we were having our little accountability session because we're in some of the same classes that we're taking together. And this is related to, starting your business and stuff and things of that nature. She told me that she had gone to InvestFest. I didn't know what it was, but it took place here in Atlanta. That makes sense. And so Summer Breeze also said, yes, celebrities were at InvestFest. Steve Harvey, one of them, don't know if he part of it. Oh, I don't know, child. I didn't know. I didn't even know what InvestFest was. But what I'm seeing is people are taking the word of not only social media influencers, but celebrities who have influence. And they're just saying, this is a celebrity. They said they did it, so I'm going to do it too. And I should have the same outcome. I don't care who is pitching something to me. If you are a DJ, that's not your expertise, real estate. So you're a rapper, you have influence, but you're not the real estate person. So I would need a real estate person to be the one to say something to me. She said, yep, hands move it all the time. Yeah, that's how we talk. I'm sorry. That's just, she was going that she was driving, but had she been still, the young lady in the tape that I was going to, her hands would have been going all over the place. And I feel really bad for them. Let's see. Lady Dagger Status said he was advertising a lot on the radio. Wow. See, I'm down here in Atlanta, so I don't really listen to the radio. But, if you're driving in your car, you might hear it on other stations and getting a lot of play. Hey, Natalie, focus on y'all. I was looking for you today at 11:30 during the conference call. I didn't see you. Let's see. Tony the Closer. Okay, we went through that. Let's see. Yes, use discernment. How many of us think that some people are so wrapped up in, and don't get me wrong, we need money to survive, and there's nothing wrong with having wealth. But I think if you think your money is going to flip that quick, or you're going to get a return so much like 30%, you have to question yourself. $97,000 is nothing to blink at. I'm sorry, it's just not. And this is the point where we have to be. It's real slow and laggy. I'm going to I'm going to clear out. I don't. I only have let me see. Do I have anything open? Let me see. I don't have anything open now, but I'm going to. I did get in contact with StreamYard and asked them, and they told me I needed to plug in the Ethernet and clear out. What did they tell me to do? To close all my tabs and to clear out. To close out any. Anything that's open. Or clear my cache or something. So I am plugged into Ethernet, so I'm not really sure why it's lagging. But let's see. Natalie focuses on say YouTube sites like yours that are sincere about helping others and teaching about business and finances. The Most High Way is stay on fire ministry with Kingdomnomics. Y'all are both a blessing. Wow, I never heard of that channel before. But I think we just all need to just do things by the book. And if something doesn't seem right and it seems too good to be true, that means you just kind of pull back and take your time and get some advice from those who know. And if it means hiring a lawyer for $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever it is, then maybe you just have to do that. But then you would have been, you wouldn't be out $97,000. I don't believe most of those commercials of celebrities who try to push items or programs, they get paid, so they aren't always real. Absolutely are. And that was one of the questions that people should have asked. When DJ MV had Mr. Pena on the show, what type of relationship was that? Was that a paid thing? Was Mr. Pena paid to come up there? Was that, did Radio One, now they're talking about the company, they're talking about suing iHeartRadio because somebody allowed this man to come on the show. Now I'm not, they're talking about these people's backgrounds and their past criminal history. I believe people can come out of prison, make some really bad mistakes and start over. But I would be very hard pressed to take my hard-earned money, even if the person has started over and turned over a new leaf. I don't care. You turned over a new leaf, but I'm not gonna give you my money, said person who turned over a new leaf, and ask you to invest it for me. And if you were in jail or in prison for said like charges in the past for something dealing with like money, and maybe I'm not saying they were, but something dealing with money, theft, laundering, I'm not giving you my money. I'm just not. I'm not. You could turn over all the leaves you want. You're not gonna do it with my money. It says pressure buying isn't cool. I always say think it over for 24 to 48 hours. That's right. And within 24 to 48 hours, you might change your mind. But that young lady said she pressured her, she convinced her husband. And I know she doesn't feel good about that. I know she doesn't feel good about it. I know she doesn't, y'all. So Lady Dagger Status, who lives in Jersey, and thank you for being in this chat, says Patterson has been trying to come up, but it's like buying property in Baltimore Hood. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. They're trying to. They're trying to come up, and nobody, you know what? It's this celebrity, flashy, what do they call it? Fandom. People are fans. So a lot of these people grow up. It's almost like somebody said Steve Harvey was there. So people are probably like, well, if Steve Harvey is there, he has a reputation. They're paid sponsors. So that is what you have to understand. When I do a video and it's a paid sponsor, they're paying me to do that. But I do try to come to you with my honest opinion, whether I like it or not. If it's not good, you could still pay me, but I'm going to give an honest opinion. That's all I'm saying. That's it. It says, I wouldn't know it not going to gain money with all the poverty and drugs around. Bad investment. Yep. Bad investment. And I just feel really bad for the people who invested their money and lost it. It's really sad. It's really sad. And something like an Invest Fest, this is what I look. This was the book that I read. It's called The Millionaire Next Door. This is a book I read probably 15 years ago. When I was like, I was listening to Dave Ramsey, reading books like this, what was the other book? Millionaire Next Door. And who's the other Asian guy? I can't remember his name. I read his book, A Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And one of the things that I just learned was simply staying out of debt, living beneath your means, not being so flashy. I don't have to have a Porsche or a Lamborghini. And those are fine if you have the money like that. But what I did learn was the average millionaire who's just a regular person who may even work a job. Some people have become millionaires just really saving their money and socking it away and investing in maybe real estate, paying off their home, staying out of debt. There's a way that you can make money. You don't have to necessarily. And the people that I know who are very wealthy, not to say that you shouldn't have nice things. I'm not saying that because I like nice things. But the people that I know who are wealthy, I don't see them in Rolls Royces and Bentleys and I not all I just everybody who has $1 million or hit that millionaire point, they're not. Some of them are shopping at Costco with me. So I think there's a misconception that wealth means you have to have a whole bunch of nice things, cars, be traveling and doing all this stuff. That's not always wealth. I learned that. This is something that I think people need to go back to, some things like this, The Millionaire Next Door. And it says here, the back of the book by Tom J. Stanley. He's an author, lecturer, and researcher. I think he passed away. I think he did. Okay. He said he's an author, lecturer, and researcher who studied the affluent since 1973. He lived in Atlanta, Georgia. I think he passed away, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to wish that on anybody, but I think so. Right? Thomas J. He studied wealthy people. And everybody who's wealthy is not running around here with a Rolex driving a Porsche. That's just not what it is. Hey, Dre Hardy, what's up? Thank you so much for that donation. DJ Emmy about to be spinning records for Carly Russell says both of them will be in jail eating cheese. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Can somebody say Rico? Rico charges. We don't want, and I got a story coming up because this is going to be a segment, because I know some of y'all miss my segments and stuff, but I just couldn't. This here, the this right here, business as usual, greed, lies, and Scamaltions. This is gonna be a segment right here, Dre, because I got a segment getting ready to come up on those. I wanted a PPP loan so bad, y'all. Let me just say this to y'all. I applied for the PPP loan, and I didn't say I had 30 employees. I just said I had one, and I couldn't get one. And now I'm glad I didn't get one. But there's this scandal going on with this police department. I think 15 of them have been charged with fraud with PPP loans. Business as usual. So I'm not going to stop talking about starting a business. Y'all see the banner on my channel? Start a YouTube channel, because you know what YouTube is. I don't want to veer off, but thank you, Dre Hard, and I'm going to leave that up there. I don't want to veer off, but YouTube is a platform that allows you to advertise. It's like a funnel of sorts, and it's free. And if you know how to utilize it and you know how to leverage it, it could really work well for you. And that's what I've been studying over the past 2 weeks, and studying certain things in business so I can bring that to you. Also know in my community tab, there are free resources that you can use. Okay. You don't always have to pay for certain things. Now, some stuff is gay kept, and you might need to get some education. But once you get that education and you build that foundation, you can start a business. But after you start a business and start making money, what you gonna do with the money? Pay off your debt, stay out of debt, help others who really, really need help. Look, y'all, I don't be playing. Y'all remember this. This is my EBT card. This is an old one here from Georgia when I was going through my breast cancer thing. This is not a joke. I don't know if they've made the cards different from this, but I would not throw it away. I don't ever, if I could help it, have to go and apply for this again. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart or the top of my heart or wherever. I don't want to have to do this again. I don't. And that's what I'm telling you. I don't ever want to have to do that. Yes, a registered nurse on food stamps. And I thought I had everything together. I was reading these books, y'all. And I said, I'm going to live beneath my means. I'm going to purchase real estate. And I did. I had almost $1 million in real estate at the time. 3 homes were in my name. 3. But then when I got sick, I had 6 months of savings. 6 months is not enough. I had assets, but I had no liquid money. Okay? I had no liquid. So we have to be wise about the moves we make, y'all. We can't go and give our money away to people. And yes, I couldn't work. My savings went. I couldn't pay my mortgage. And I was eligible for food stamps. Now, they probably changed this card since 2000. That was in 2017, I think. 17. Yeah, 2017. And I was eligible. And I think I got 2, what do you call it? You're supposed to recertify, but I never went to recertify. I think I got food stamps for about 2 or 3 months. And then I was able to, heal from some of the surgeries and go back to work. But I'm here to tell you, I don't know any kind of way to, there's other ways to be wealthy and we need to be wise. But I think one of the best ways that people should tell you is stay out of debt, live beneath your means, do some investments, definitely, but consult with those who know what they're doing. Don't consult with the DJ at a radio station and they're pushing real estate. I don't know you. And so I'm not pushing anything. What I'm pushing on my channel is start a business, start a YouTube channel. There's ways to make money online. There's things that you can do, but it's going to take you a little bit of time. I'm not telling you you're going to get rich overnight. I don't know any other kind of way. Yes, there's people, that do stuff with credit. And maybe there are ways to fix your credit. But the only way I know is keep your utilization down and pay your bills on time. I don't know all of this other stuff. This book, let me see what Dre said. She said, hey, fellow nurse DJ. Oh, okay. Dre Hardin said, Millionaire Next Door, Richest Man in Babylon. Let me see what he said. It said in Babylon, back to the basics, y'all. Back to the basics. Back to the basics. Back to the basics. This is basics. He studied people who were millionaires, and there were certain behaviors that they had. And it says, let me read the back of the book, right? So you can, and if you haven't read The Millionaire Next Door, it's a classic book. Why aren't I as wealthy as I should be? I think Millionaire Next Door should be a book that they give you when you enter into the public school system. Many people ask this question of themselves. Often they are hardworking, well-educated, middle to high income. Why then are so few affluent? For nearly 2 decades, the answer has been found in the best-selling Millionaire Next Door, The Surprising Secrets of America's Wealthy. And it was reissued. The book came out and they reissued the book. According to the authors, most people have it all wrong about how you become wealthy in America. Wealth in America is more often the result of hard work, diligent savings, and living below your means than it is about inheritance. Listen to this, y'all. Advanced degrees or even intelligence. The Millionaire Next Door identifies 7 common traits that show up again and again among those who have accumulated wealth. You will learn, for example, that millionaires bargain shop for used cars. They pay a tiny fraction of their wealth in income tax. They raise children who are often unaware of their family's wealth until they are adults. And above all, reject the big spending lifestyles that you see here on YouTube where everybody's talking about, I'm flossing or I got this wealth. Lifestyles of us associate, it says, many reject the big spending lifestyles most of us associate with rich people. Most of the truly wealthy in this country don't live in Beverly Hills or on Park Avenue. This was one of my first books that I read, guys. And I'm just saying that, thank you so much, Dre. Let's see. I'm gonna go scroll down. People going to jail for them PPP. Child, they going to jail. I was trying to get a PPP loan so bad. And I was like, why y'all keep on denying me? And it was like, no, you got to submit paperwork. And I submitted it. I wasn't saying, some people were saying they had like 10 employees. It was just me, the Herbal Nurse Shop. I had my online store. And I felt like if I could get maybe $20,000 or maybe even $10,000, I could just invest it into the business and get all of my supplies and everything I need and have a little cushion and stuff. But they was like, we ain't having that. You ain't getting this loan. You ain't getting this loan. Dre, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I really, really do. It's a struggle, y'all. It's, and when I was crying, those are real tears. When I look at this card, most people will say, why is she pushing so hard to start a business? Because there are ways you can do it. So in addition to your job, try to get those other streams. If you get an extra $400 a month, that's extra money. If you get an extra $2,000, that can really impact your life. If you could get an extra $5,000 to $10,000, that's even better. Okay? And there's ways you can do it, and there are people who are doing it, but you got to set up the foundation and educate yourself. And that's what I'm doing. The education that I bring you, it's what I'm doing. I can't talk to you guys about anything that I haven't done. Thank you so much. Let's see what Dre Harden said here. It says, he says, we love you, your struggle and your strength. That's not tears of pain, that's tears of joy. You overcame. Woo! It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. And let me just say this. Do I have family? Yes, I have family. But people have their own struggles. I reached out for help and I didn't get any help. So I had no other choice but to go to ask for assistance. And I remember going that day, y'all, to the, I guess we call it the welfare office in New York. But I remember that day going down the Fairground Road. If you in Atlanta, I went down the Fairground Road. And I remember going and sitting here and applying for the stuff, and you can recertify online. And I just basically used the EBT. I wasn't eligible for cash, but they gave me some food stamps. And I guess, and I was able to buy food, right? And so it was hard. It was hard. I went to, I'm going to do show you guys, if you're having hard times, there are places that you can go. There was some, a church, some people, we talk about churchianity, but some churches do give away food. It was a church I went to, and they helped me with gas cards, food vouchers that you could take to the store. So that really did help out. But I had no extra money. My money was gone. And I was living, had I been in an apartment, I would have been evicted. In a house, I was able to negotiate with the lady and tell her, look, I showed her the papers that I had all of these surgeries, and she did a forbearance for me. And I had to, she kind of stalled the payments, and then I was able to come out of the forbearance. I paid up the money that I owed. I think it was like $7,000 I had owed, and I paid that up. And I started working, and I paid that up, and I was able to come out of the forbearance. Me and my children didn't get put in the street, but had I been in an apartment, we would have been evicted. That's for sure. So that's why I would say to people in Georgia, it's easier to negotiate with your mortgage company than it is with these apartment complexes. And those are facts. But thank you so much, Dre Harden. This is real. So when I see people losing their money, it bothers me. It hurts me. It affects me. And we need to, when we're doing business, we need to use discernment and take our time. But, I hear RICO charges. I hear the federales. I see the men in black. It's not it's not Bernie Madoff. It's a Bernie Madoff sounds like it was happening here. I mean, allegedly, people got for lots of money, and it's not okay. So if you out here on these YouTube streets and you see everybody, the millionaire next door said he studied people who are millionaires, who are wealthy, who are affluent, as we would call it. And a lot of them are not driving around in Rolls Royces and Bentleys. And I guess this should be a testament to what we see on TV. There's another scandal going on with a young lady named Shirley Strawberry and somebody named Ernesto Williams. And I hate to talk about it, but this does have something to do with business. We have to be more diligent, ask questions, take our time, look at the contracts, do background checks. Look, even being on YouTube, people, they check your background. They know that I'm a nurse. They know everything is on record. Okay? Everything that I talk about can be verified. This is not a joke. This is not, because people will look you up to see if you're saying what you're saying, if it's really true. So it's best to be transparent with people. And I don't want people to end up, destitute, unaliving themselves, or even worse, or end up homeless because they made a bad decision. Anything worth having, it's going to take some time. I encourage people to start businesses for certain reasons. Not only to bring some extra income in, but to help you with your taxes as well. So I'm not a financial advisor. I can only show you and tell you what I'm doing. And it all takes time. But YouTube is important because guess what? Why are all the celebrities on YouTube? Can you tell me why? Because they are pushing their products. They are pushing, they don't, when Bravo drops them, or, they're no longer on one of these reality shows, you see them on YouTube. YouTube is, there was never a time in history, y'all, that regular people like me and you could come out on YouTube and have our own show, have our own platform. It was never a time that was not afforded to us. So now the celebrities have to now compete with people who have talk shows, doing educational seminars, there's a plethora of information on YouTube. But you have to be the one to decipher what is correct, what is legit, and what's not. And just because you see somebody, guys, these are facts. You see somebody putting on jewelry, getting off a plane, they got all the latest fashions. That doesn't mean they have anything. Because according to what I'm hearing with this situation with Shirley Strawberry, he was broke. And the money, according to what I'm seeing, he didn't have any real money. And according to what I'm assessing, this is alleged, his money was somebody else's money. And there was a lot of things going on. They couldn't even pay their bills they got the evictions, 3 separate evictions. So yes, he was driving in Bentleys and cars, and he had pictures on Instagram of him traveling and eating the high life, but he really didn't have anything at all. It belonged to somebody. It was all a facade. It was fugazi. It wasn't real. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we need to stop looking at Instagram. We need to stop looking at, people because they show you something and thinking that it's actually real. Because some of this stuff is fake, phony. It's what I just said, business as usual, greed, lies, and scamalations. So yeah, we got the book of Lamentations, we got the book of Galatians, but there should have been a book called Scamalations. Jezebel would have been in it, Absalom would have been in it. Who else would have been in Cain? The book of Scamalations, just a whole separate book of the scams and the flim-flams from the beginning of time in the Bible. A lot of folks should have been in there, and some of us could have been in there too. Okay, because I ain't trying to play like holy didn't bow. But no, the book of Scamalations is really real. Okay? So we're going to have this segment because, yes, these segments need to be had to remind us when somebody comes to you or somebody in your family comes to you talking about, you want to go in business with me? Somebody in my family asked to go in business with me, and I told them no. It says yes, and also Kingdom Principles, book by Dr. Miles Monroe. Thank you, Nat. Let's focus on that. But if you haven't read this book, please go read it. This book is it's almost 50 years old. He assessed and he said, no, the average millionaire does not live in Beverly Hills. I don't carry a Louis Vuitton, as though I'm a nurse and I could have went, when I sold the house, I could have went and got pocketbooks and shoes. I still carry the same wallet. It's leather. See, it's leather. This is real leather, not the pleather, but this is real. The whole that is leather. They don't even make. I bought this probably. And it's metal on the side. You see that metal? You see that? So it's a real metal class right here. Okay. Now I'm not saying you shouldn't have good things and nice things, but I'm not paying no $4,000 for no pocketbook. I'm just not. I don't care. I don't. If somebody want to buy from me, fine. But I don't have a need for that. That's not necessity. Let's see. Exactly. Natalie, focus on y'all. Let me go back to your chat. It's 22 of you guys in here. Please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, but yes, I'm gonna be doing a segment called Business as Usual. So we can talk about, and don't get me wrong, not only have there been scams and Ponzi schemes with people now allegedly through celebrity and a DJ, this has happened at Enron. Can somebody say Enron? Can somebody say there's a lot of companies where people who were executives and there were scandals and stuff like that. So this goes from the beginning. That's why businesses, this ain't nothing new. It says the millionaire next door looks like regular people. Absolutely. It says the millionaire next door does not floss. They spend their money wisely with investments, etc. And that's what I agree. So I really would like, again, you can get some good advice off of YouTube. And there's some people who are legitimately educating you. However, there's some people who come as a front with the flash and the glam and saying, I did this and you can have this too. And they know exactly what they're doing. And I'm here to say that you can live just a comfortable life and just live a life. Nobody said that you got to starve yourself and not buy nice things. I'm not saying that. But for me, if I'm a millionaire, I don't need a 10-bedroom house. Because how many rooms you going to stay in? So I already know that. I'm not, because then you got to upkeep, pay the gas and light. That's all your money going out. A modest home is what you need. You don't, because you're a millionaire don't mean you got to go buy $1 million home. You know what I'm saying? That's all that I'm saying. Let's use some wisdom and some discernment in business, starting a business deals, investments. They won't push for people to have businesses because that's one of the loopholes. Or I know a business gives you many benefits. Thank you. That's why y'all don't understand, Lady Dagger Status. I so appreciate what you say. Because I'm not a financial, I can't give financial advice, but having a business is very important because it does allot you certain benefits. Being a YouTuber allots you certain benefits, especially even if you're not monetized. But if you're monetized and you get a 1099, that does help you. So that's why y'all see right there on my front of my channel. Look, simple. I put up there, start a business and a YouTube channel. That's what's up there. Go look at it now. Go look at my banner. That's all I can say to people because nobody really wants to listen. But I'm not sitting up here talking about, oh, you could floss. I got some books in the back, but you don't see no whole big, I'm not trying to advertise a lifestyle. I'm trying to advertise to you, you can own a business. It can be successful, work hard at it, and the benefits that come with it that you can take advantage of it. Live your life, get some extra income. It can help. And that's it. I'm not telling you that you need to become a millionaire or, it's nice to be wealthy. Don't get me wrong. If you can be your mindset, because my thing is, if you're a rotten person without money, you're going to be a rotten person wealthy. It's the same thing. So Natalie focused on y'all and said, yes, we are proud of you. Thank you. That is so sweet. Owning a business, right? It's hard out here. They don't push. I keep pushing that. I don't care if you know how to tap dance or pop lock, or dance like rerun. I don't care if that's your thing and you can give somebody some added value. You might be able to teach somebody who's a paraplegic in a wheelchair, how to strengthen their upper body. That could be your business. That could be a YouTube channel. Maybe you work at the Shepherd Center here in Atlanta with people who are in wheelchairs. That could be something that you could do online, and people can tune in and watch. Everybody has a gift and everybody has a talent, but we gotta be mindful of those people who are sheep's and wolves in sheep's clothing, who are vultures and who prey on people who are desperate or might be looking at their lifestyle and wanting to have that lifestyle. I do look on Instagram. One of the things I like when people travel, I like to see the pictures of them traveling. But I don't necessarily all of those pictures of Shirley Strawberry and her husband, that was all a lie, y'all. They had those things and they lost them because it appears to me allegedly the way they got them, it was ill-gotten. Not her per se, because she works, but it didn't seem like the business dealings were on the up and up, in my opinion. You know? And so people were looking at that as couples goals, and those are not the goals that you should have. In my opinion, I just don't think so. Everything they showed them with a Bentley, a Rolls Royce, and people will think in Georgia, oh, they got money and they don't have nothing. Every check it looked like this man was writing was bouncing. And I'm not talking about no little checks. I'm talking about big checks. So it is business as usual. This is the greed. This is what people do when they want to get over on other people, in my opinion. People who are not educated about finances, but it doesn't mean that. One of the things the Millionaire Next Door spoke about, you don't have to have a degree to be wealthy. You could be a custodian. You could be somebody who doesn't have a degree, but you live beneath your means. You save, you invest, and you have more money than somebody who has a degree. Because right now, people who have degrees look like they're paying them student loans back, and that's taken away from their wealth. And they having to pay that interest. It's hard out here for all people now. Had a teacher explain why they do Uber as part-time and they finally make $100K, but it's not enough. Yep. It's not enough. Now, if you make $100K and you have low debt, you can make it. But $100K, 6 figures is not even a thing now. Before it used to be, I'm going to make 6 figures and I'm going to have it. And that's not even enough. It's not. Let's see. Me too. It hurts me. I want to continue to bless others like the Most High blesses me, the poor, the fatherless, the widows, and those the Most High put on our hearts like sincere loving. Absolutely. So that's me. If I'm getting some money, you know, some of that money needs to go to the people who need it. People like me, when I needed help, I couldn't get any, but I had to go to strangers and they helped me, and I'm grateful for that. But that has not jaded me that I should not help people, because if some of the same people that I reached out to help me didn't, if they needed something, I know who I am. I'll give you something, but you know, it is what it is. It says when they come with those RICO charges, they ain't playing. Yeah, I don't. Somebody said RICO, and not RICO Suave either. Just RICO charges. That's not nothing to play with, y'all. PPP loans and stuff. This is not nothing. I really wanted a loan. I was mad that they didn't give me one. I was like, dang. I want a loan. They won't give it to me. But it wasn't meant for me to have. It says we have to stop looking at material things that hold no value. Absolutely, it is what it is. Thank you for saying that. And then Mackenzie Tim said, so true. Absolutely. And Natalie Focused on Ya said in her comment, sis, I have your previous email address. I have to use your new one going forward. I sent some email. Oh, okay. You sent the old one, because I sent you the in the link. I sent you the link so you could come on this morning. And I was looking for you, but I didn't see anybody. Dre Hardin said book of Scamaltions in fine print. Absolutely. Yes. The book of Scamaltions. There has to be a book with all the scams that went on in the Bible, and they're still going on today. It's business as usual. This is nothing new. So if you are, let me tell you how I was scammed. The most recent scam was a year and a half ago. I was living out in the country and I wanted a chicken coop. So I was going to get some chickens. and I went on Facebook and to Facebook, what is it, Marketplace. And it was a person up there who, what I think they did was took a picture of a chicken coop. It was very nicely built. And they said they needed 200, I think the chicken coop was like $475 or something. And they said that they needed a deposit. And I was like, okay, you might need to get some materials. So I sent them, you don't send nobody no money. I sent them money through, I can't remember what it was. Was it Zelle or Cash App? Child, needless to say, I never got, I was gonna emailing them. They told me it was gonna be ready. I had got the people, I wasn't going to pick it up. I had got some people I knew they were gonna go and pick it up with their truck. The person never responded. I got back in contact with them. They were saying that they had to do something with their job, something. It just kept going on and on to the point where I was like, okay, this is a scam. And then when I went to Facebook to try to take down that actual page, that's like, you can't reach nobody at Facebook. So this person is still scamming people. So yes, I got scammed. Yep. And somebody said how to know the difference. Absolutely. I feel you though. And Natalie, the focus on y'all said exactly. I just heard an audio of Dr. Monroe saying that poverty-minded people with $1 million will get a house that costs $999. Yep, they will. And then all your money is gone. All you need is a modest little home. And then go fix it up and make it real nice. Or take that $1 million and pay for the home in cash. And then fix it up nice inside and just call it a day. That's it. It says people think nice thing equates to constant luxury. No, because if you buy these big houses, you got to maintain the yard. You got to maintain the maintenance. If you buy big estates, you got to maintain that stuff. That costs money. You got to heat it and cool it. That's a lot of money. That's why when I moved, I was like, I want a small house. I don't need a whole lot. And I was thinking about going and getting an apartment, but the apartment was just as much as rent. So I was like, you know what, let me just go and, and if I need to sell this house or have to sell it in the future, I'll get some money out of it. Another thing I never did was I was not a big proponent of second mortgage loans. The house I had before this, there was equity. I did not take out a second mortgage. The house before that, there was a whole lot of equity. I never took out a second mortgage. Even I'm thinking now that back when I was having some financial issues, if I should have just probably took out a second mortgage loan, maybe about $20K. That could have lasted me for the year. I know for some people it was like, what? Because the mortgage wasn't more than $1,500. That could have lasted me for some time to get up on my feet, heal, and then get back to work. But I didn't do second mortgage loans. Some people use their house, I guess you can invest it, but I didn't do that. It's just another bill to pay. It says, is your new email in the description? Yes, it is. It's in the description. If you go to, I think it's somewhere in there. It should be there. Virtual millionaires can make themselves look wealthy. You know what? That's a new term. Virtual millionaires. Shout out to you. It is what it is. These people are making themselves look wealthy. So you can set up, I don't know these people. People can go and look up your what do you call it? Your net worth, and they can look up maybe your tax returns and stuff. I don't know how they do it, but they got people who can. I don't know. I guess that's freedom of information too. I mean, I ain't looking up nobody like that now. Shoot, I ain't got time to be doing that, but they can. So people can look up, people lie. They say they nurses, they not. I'm a nurse. What I say is what it is. Ain't nothing here to me telling no stories, because all of that stuff is going to come to haunt you down the road if you don't tell the truth. Have you ever told a lie before and then that something came back to haunt you? So you might as well tell the truth about what it is. Okay. And I guess Mr. Ernesto Williams, he's learning that, who is, I guess still the husband of Shirley Strawberry. And I hate to use him as examples, but all his lies are, everything you do, there's a consequence. All his lies are coming home to roost. All the people that were allegedly scammed, checks bounced, evictions, cars repossessed, living a high lifestyle. And just it appears that there were, some of this stuff was ill-gotten gains. I don't know, but that's what it looks like. So on paper, the virtual millionaires, they look real good. But there's some people, I mean, it's in the courthouse. The people who are suing. Now, I'm not saying I've never owed people any money. I've had debt, and I still have debt that I need to pay off. I'm not debt free. You in a house paying a house note, you got debt. To me, debt free for me is your house is paid off. You have no car note, and you paying off your credit cards every month. You're able to do that, and you have income coming in. That to me is the ideal of being debt free. I'm not debt free. Okay. So it says here, let's see. It says, hallelujah, you do not need a degree, not knocking those who have it, because I do too. Absolutely, you don't need a degree to have common sense. There's a lot of people who are degreed up with baccalaureate, master's, PhD, and have no clue as to what really is happening. I'm still learning about financial literacy, y'all. This gave me a blueprint, because I was like, wait a minute, you don't have to. And even my ex-husband could tell you, I wasn't into all the name brands and trying to floss, and we didn't have financial problems because I was trying to be fly. That was not it. That wasn't it. More was going out than what was coming in. Let's see. Somebody else said, also, do not accept fake checks either. Watch fake remote positions that want you to deposit a check even before you start work to get equipment. Hey, Natalie, thank you for that. I think I need to tell the other nurses, because there are a lot of nurses on my other channel who are looking for remote jobs. I've been working remote for 13 years, multiple companies, agencies. They ain't never asked me for no money. They send you your equipment through the mail, and that's it. If anybody ever asks you for a check, money, these companies have Federal Express accounts, UPS accounts. They can ship your stuff overnight to you, or however they usually it's by UPS or FedEx. They don't need your money. And that's the same thing with these people with this whole real estate thing that's gone bad. If you're making 30% profit and you got all of this money, why do you need mine? You don't need me. But thank you for that, Natalie, focused on y'all, because that's something that the nurses and people who are looking for remote jobs. I had a company try to scam me based out of, I think they got my resume off of Indeed.com. And I think they were based out of India. And they were asking stuff like my social security number up front. I was like, what you need my social security number for? So you don't give out any information. You go, and sometimes they'll fakely interview you, and it's not even a real interview. You gotta do your research, because we can get scammed. So I got scammed with the chicken coop. This person is still on Facebook Marketplace and scamming people out of their money. And I've gotten in contact with Facebook to take the page down. The page is still up. Okay? The page is still up. So let's see what Natalie says. She says, exactly, being well off is just fine. My mother, rest her soul, always said that. I agree. Why get a house with 100 rooms when there's only one or two of you? Maybe a few more rooms, right? You get a house for maybe an office, or, but you don't need, I just don't need it. Freedom of Information Act, right? FOIA, that's what it's called. So they can look you up and see what you made. And I was telling you guys how in 2016, I was working 2 jobs. So each job was about $90,000. So that's like $180,000. And so then the next year, my income went zoop, because I couldn't work. I was working, there's a lot of times I was working 2 jobs. So I remember going to my accountant. He was like, you really do make a good salary, But then the next year, my salary was like $70,000. And I'm not saying that's a small amount, but that's what it was. But I was able to working remote. If you have a plan, one of the things I would say, a plan in trying to get more income in and paying off your debt, get 2 remote jobs. You're going to be tired, but you can take 1 check and pay off all your debt. And then if you're able to get out of debt, then the rest of the money that you're making, after you get out of debt, you can just save that and stock that away. So that's the pleasure about working remote. If you can get a remote job during the day and then get one, you're going to be tired, or a remote part-time job with a remote full-time job, and just use the remote part-time job to pay off all your debt. That's a way to get out of debt. But they be looking up people. They be knowing where people live and stuff. It says Ernesto Smollett and Carly Russell, two slick rap. Ooh, he was slick. And when I listened to him, Dre, the conversation, he laughed all the time. I was saying, and I'm listening to the phone calls from prison. That's the young lady who legit got everybody listening to these calls. I never knew calls from jail was a thing, but it is now. And I'm just here to warn people. Some of those conversations you have with family members in prison, and people gonna start requesting them, it's gonna open up a whole can of worms. But anyway, I'm listening to him, and he sounds like he sounds very, very infantile. I can't even explain it. I'm like, what did she see? But what she saw in him, she wanted, in my opinion. And Shirley, if you ever hear this, I do feel bad for you. We do make mistakes. She wanted a protector, and she wanted a provider, but he was neither of the two. She saw the things that he had and portrayed, and she went with it. Even the conversations they had, it was like she was the mother and he was the son. It's the weirdest dynamic, but I know about that dynamic. Anyway, may not be Shirley's husband. It's alleged that he's still married to the first. Yeah, that's so much drama. And if only we take our time. And he had been in prison before, and he came out, and but his past. That's why those background checks and doing our due diligence, and people did try to warn her and said no. Before they got married, people tried to warn her. And, it says should be mandatory classes for young people in economics, financial success, and school. They want you to just stay a part of the, the matrix. They don't want people waking up to not spending money. Because to me, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with flossing and having nice stuff. But at the end of the day, it's a subliminal message to the young people and people who don't have it that success is equated with the material things you have. And that's not the answer. It is just not the answer. Yes, exactly. I have worked with legitimate remote positions. Just a warning, there are fake ones too. Thank the Most High for discernment. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, it does. It sounds very messy, and I'm going to say this. Y'all know where I come from in my beliefs. I knew anywhere there's confusion, the enemy is there. So when I was hearing all these stories from prison with this Shirley and this Ernesto thing, I was like, there's something spiritual about this, because why are all these people believing him? Who has bewitched you? And let me tell you why. It came out, but people skip right over it. In one of those affidavits of one of the victims that are saying they're a victim of Mr. Ernesto, said that he had, and I'm just quoting, allegedly had one of the young ladies go to the ocean in Florida to do some sort of bathing to get those are rituals. I knew it was in there. And I was like, how Shirley don't see this? Who has it? She needs deliverance. Shirley, you need deliverance, honey. There's some things going on in the background that you're not seeing, and you need deliverance. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you need deliverance. And anybody who's been in those situations, you need deliverance, because there's some spiritual thing going on. Because you're like, wait a minute, who's bewitched you? And I'm just saying this because it ain't his first rodeo. But also the young lady, one of the young ladies, Dre, said in one of the affidavits that he convinced her that she needed to go get cleansed and to go and bathe in the water. That is a ritual. I knew it was in there somewhere, and some of the channels just ease right on over that. They didn't focus on it. And I said, yep, I knew it. The confusion, anywhere that there's this much confusion and this many victims, the enemy is right there. And no, it's not his first rodeo, but there was some spiritual things that went on. And it seems like anybody that was in contact with this man, they went broke. You cannot, I'm telling you, She said, I gotta find, I don't remember, probably a week ago. They read the affidavits. I think it was Pam Esquire, Law Intellect, and she's a young lady who's an attorney. And she was reading the affidavits and some of the charges. And one of the things the young lady said, I'm telling you, I knew it. I said, Father, where's the spiritual part of this? Because there's too much confusion. And I know who is the head of confusion. And lo and behold, one of the young ladies who was, I think, a teacher, I think this was her, she was giving him money and stuff like that, allegedly, and said that he had encouraged her, either influenced her, or maybe referenced her, or maybe said to her, you need to go get cleansed. I know what that means. Not that I've ever done that, but that's a ritual. Those are rituals. You to the water to cleanse you in the ocean in Florida, really? If you're going to get clean, you go in your bathtub and your shower. But if you're going to do a ritual, you going out there to the beach and to the ocean. So this was something that was bigger than what y'all really understand. I don't talk about it, and I see it and I hear it. I'm trying to focus on it from the part of business, but there's some spiritual undertones with this. Because I was like, Shirley, what's wrong, sister? What? Hello? What's going on here? And that was literally read out in the documents that from the courthouse. And Fulton had, I don't know about, I wouldn't say he encouraged her, because that would be allegedly recommended possibly that she go get cleansed in order to do whatever they were doing. However, it says, in this day and age, we cannot go by the outside of the person anyway. We should all be discernment focused with the wisdom of the Most High to connect us to the right people. Absolutely. We can't go by the outward appearance, because those are the wolves in sheep's clothing. And I think she fell for it because, it's just a very complicated, it's so many pieces to it. And when it's that complicated with so many people, I know the enemy is behind it. I don't care what anybody says. Because I was saying, and when I was listening to Shirley and on phone calls, I said, Shirley, who has bewitched you? You better find yourself a faith-based church and go and get delivered, because you now have to be delivered, because it's coming out that, this person was with multiple people allegedly while he was with her. There's some soul tie. Look, I ain't go. Ernesto Smollett thinks he's Prince. In Purple Rain, he told that girl to bathe in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. Yeah, he did. But I think that I told, and see, people don't really realize what that was. That was a ritual. Prince, yeah, see, we looked at that movie and we didn't really realize, we didn't know what the Marine Kingdom was. We didn't know he was telling her to go perform a ritual. And I think it was Apollonia. All right, Wallet Watch. Go tend to the family. Thank you for watching. Great to see you live again. Peace. Yeah, you too. Thank you so much for watching. It's good to see you guys out here too, but we just have to use our discernment. I don't want to get too much far off a tangent, but if somebody comes to you and wants you to invest your hard-earned money, and it looks like it's another time when I came here, y'all, and first came to Atlanta, they was trying to get me involved with this. I didn't know it was a pyramid scheme. It was this legal something, Legal Shield or something, some kind of legal company. And they kept, some of my girlfriends kept coming to me, wanting me to come to their house and watch these videos, and it was these conference calls. And the part of the thing was you had to bring other people in, and it wasn't only you signing up. You had to bring, like, that's a pyramid. These were people who were educated, but I will say this. Atlanta is full of a lot of people who are scammers. Not everybody, but there's some scammers out here. And when I look back 20 years ago, I had just got here. I'm 20-something years old, a nurse. They were trying to get me involved in a pyramid scheme, and I would have lost my money. And these were women. These were not men. These were women who were both married. Black women who were trying to get me involved with a pyramid scheme. With this legal, I can't even remember what it was called. Y'all remember what it was, and people in your family was like, "Yo, you better come in because you know you can make." It was you had to bring other people in. Why do I have? If it's so good, why do I have to bring other people in to be successful? So I didn't fall for that one, but I did fall for the chicken coop scam. I never got the chicken coop. And then some home repair stuff. I learned from my other Caucasian brothers and sisters that you do not give people down payments on getting stuff fixed. I wanted to get something done at one of my houses, and the person said I would need to give them $200 or $300, and half up front and half when they finish. I thought that was fair. They never came back. They got the money, and I never saw them again. So when I spoke, I was like, what am I doing wrong? And the person was like, I spoke to my Caucasian brothers and sisters, and they were like, no, we don't pay anything. If somebody is a contractor, they should have enough money up front to cover the cost of that. You don't pay anything. You pay when the work is done. You sign a contract that you pay when the work is done. I was like, oh, okay. All type of spirits in Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta is a doozy. It is. There's a lot of scammers here, man. And these were women who had approached me, literally, to be a part of their legal, I don't know what it was called, legal something back in the day. And she invited me to the house, and and they had a video that they popped the video in. This was before we were streaming and doing this stuff. And they popped the video in, and they show you the video, and then they put somebody on a conference call, and they was like, yes, and you can make such and such money, and still get your legal services paid for, and you bring 5 people in, and you move up, and you could be this and that. And I was like, well, why do I gotta bring 5 people in? Why don't they just buy for themselves and it be what it is? Legal Shield, Dre Harder, yeah. I don't want to say something that it wasn't. It was Legal Shield. I didn't think that was legit. Why did I have to bring other people in? No, I'm not. No. And they were when I say they were par pressed, they was trying to get me in hard. 2 people, one of my next door neighbors and one girl that used to do my hair. And she was like, come to my house. We having a, little get together, and I got a financial opportunity for you. And I was like, nah. When I listened to this, I was like, And I think you had to pay something up front. And I was like, no, no. So the other also was the home thing. And then the last time, now, in New York, we do stuff called susus. A lot of people from the Caribbean, they put their money in together in a pot, and they distribute the hand. So my first susu I worked at Brookdale Hospital Medical Center in Brooklyn. Shout out to everybody in Brooklyn, New York. Me, some of the nurses and doctors were in the susu. So everybody got like a $10,000 hand or a $20,000 hand. And we all put our money in a pot. You pick a number, and there was a lady who conducted it, and everybody would get their money cash. And actually, susus are actually looked upon at banking and financial institutions when you go buy a house as a legitimate means of savings. So if you get money from a susu, it is a legitimate means of down payment. You just have to document it, right? So it says Legal Shield. I almost slapped my friend, invited me to one of those. Yup, they was pressing hard. I mean, they was really, and these were women. One was a real estate agent, right, with a husband. She lived across the street. The other one was, I think, worked for like Sprint, was into telecommunications. She was married. These were Black women trying to bring me into this Legal Shield business, and I was like, nah. So I was in a susu, and we all got our money, and that was in Brooklyn, New York. We all got our money. We all got a hand. Fast forward to about 5 years ago, there was a susu that I was in, and these people were wanting other people to come in, but you got to know who you're doing the susu with. And at the hospital, we were all in it together. The nurses, we all worked together. So where were we going, right? And so every 2 weeks when we got paid, the lady would come, we would cash our checks or get the money out the bank and give her the cash, and then the person would get their envelope with their $10,000 or $20,000. Well, a susu, I lost some money with that. So you can't do everything with everybody. So my answers right now is no and no to anybody. Unless it's my sons, it's no, and no. Because you just have to learn how to say no, I'm not getting involved with that. But if it's something that is beneficial, and I think that it's an investment and I can pay for, and it's going to educate me and it's some added value, then I could say yes to that. More education, more financial literacy, more different things of that nature. I could say yes to certain things like that. But let's see. Somebody, Dre Harden said, old school encyclopedia scam or legal shield or Herbalife. What was the other one? It was another one. I can't even remember. I think those are what they call MLM, multi-level marketing. Is that what they call those? Oh yeah, the old encyclopedia where you can child the scams where you would sign up for the encyclopedia and they would go around and sign you up and you would never get your encyclopedia books. Child, Google done took over the encyclopedia. They like whatever. But y'all, it's been great talking to y'all. Business as usual. Like I said, I have another segment coming up on the PPP loans. I wanted a PPP loan so bad. Sometimes some things are just not for you guys, okay? Some things are just not for you. Don't push, and that's in relationships. That's in a lot of stuff. It's for you to have. You're not going to have to go and jump through 100,000 hoops to get it, okay? You're not. But I wanted that PPP loan so bad, and I'm calling the bank, and I'm like, why can't I get it, though? You're not eligible. I'm like, okay. After a while, I was like, okay. Now when I see people all with these PPP loans, I'm like, now some of these people said that they had like hundreds of employees, and they got money and bought houses and cars. And see, I was just looking for like $10,000, $15,000 to get my supplement, my herbal nurse, shop on. And it's so funny. I still have a supplement, as you see scrolling across the bottom, my health and wellness. I don't have one myself, but I work for as an independent contractor with Full Scripts, and so people can still purchase their supplements. It is getting cold. The weather is getting cooler. We still have to boost our immune systems. Please go. If you need a special discount, email me and let me know. I can provide you with up to 20 or 30% off of wholesale if you need that. If you don't, I can give you individual discounts. Right now, it's 10% off of wholesale right now. So if you go and sign up, and I think it's free shipping over, I think it's $45 or $50. And there's some subscribers who order all the time. One particular subscriber, I don't want to say her name. Her first name starts with an A, and her last name starts with a B. Thank you so much. You have been a loyal customer. You order from me all the time, and I thank you so much. She's been ordering from me for probably well over a year or so now, okay? And she gets all of her supplements from my Herbal Nurse Shop website. And these are all top-rated supplements. You can't get some of these even in Whole's Paycheck, which is Whole Foods, and you can't get some of these supplements even going to Sprouts. These are supplements that some of them you can only get if you are a practitioner like myself as a nurse. You can only get through a practitioner. So, I had to do that little plug there. He said never got those encyclopedias. Nope, you never gonna get. Remember y'all when we used to get the what was it called? 1 cent. You would get the Columbia House. We would get the CDs and the books and the records. Y'all remember that with Finger Hut? Child, we would get our stuff though, but Finger Hut, Popular Club Plan. Y'all act like y'all don't understand that. Avon. See, back in the day, in our neighborhood, we didn't get stuff really on credit. We would put stuff on layaway and get it out when we could afford it. Popular Club Plan was the same thing. You had some payments, but we weren't going through credit cards. Finger Hut, there was no credit card. Columbia House, I don't even know if they still exist. You get 10 records for 1 penny. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Don't act like y'all don't know. Don't act like y'all don't remember that stuff that we used to order, and fill those things out and get those things. But guys, let us use some discernment. If anybody comes to you and has a business proposal, take some time to look it over. Don't just sign on the dotted line, because contractually, once you exchange that money, once you send money through Zelle, once you send it through Cash App, there's nothing anybody can do for you. Okay, but it says, yes, I remember Finger Hut and Popular Club Plan. Yeah, Finger Hut, Popular Club Plan, Columbia House. That's how we used to pay for stuff. We weren't really of getting credit cards and stuff back then. I think the credit cards from my research came out in the 70s. Dre Harden, if you can, I think they came out in the 70s. The first credit card came out, I think, in 71, like in the early 70s, right? So credit cards have not been around for a long time, just over 50 years. Okay. I said I used to get those records. Yup. Or then it became Columbia House, where you could get the CDs, you know, or you could get the magazines and all of that stuff. I tell you, it was fun. Yep, 100 CDs. 100 CDs for $1. Child, we would be, look. Oh my gosh. And that's when there was a trust factor back then. Remember, you could order the 6 books, maybe the Disney books for $1, and then you would have a subscription back then. It was a trust type of thing. You would fill it out, and they would deliver the stuff to your home. And it was like a trust thing. Child, you can't do that today, because if you send people stuff through the mail, they ain't gonna pay for it. It says, I need some more from your shop, but many things are sold out. I check period. Yeah, a lot of stuff, guys. I don't like to be pushy, frugal nurse Monique from Brooklyn. I don't like to do that, because I think some people think I just be joking. A lot of stuff is sold out. I don't know if they even coming back. So that's why I tell people, order 2 or 3 if it comes in stock. But most of the stuff that's sold out is the good stuff. If you see stuff that's sold out, it's because it's good and it works. There's some stuff that I need to order. I can't, it's sold out of stock. And so, guys, this is the thing. I'm going to have some, and I'm not going to keep talking about, I'm in class now, so I really can't do certain things. I'm going to still do my segments, because a lot of people like to interact. And you guys, some of the current events, but the current events is going to be directly related to business. The rest of my stuff is going to be on starting businesses, what I'm doing, how to do it, online businesses, because my audience are women who really want extra income, who want to get away from the 9 to 5, but it's going to take you a little bit of time. It's not a overnight thing. But when you put those building blocks in place, you'll start seeing money. Like I checked my account yesterday. I said, oh, that's nice. There's money in there. Okay. And I want you guys really to start thinking about certain affiliate marketing, but you need to do affiliate marketing, in my opinion, with YouTube and social media. My Black Library was lit. It says exactly. Let's see what Natalie says. She said exactly, when sold out and sincere, great reviews means it's good. Yeah, it stays. Some of this stuff, some of the supplements stay sold out. So if anybody needs an extra, you're on tough times, or you need these supplements and every cent counts, let me know. If you are signed up, I can go directly into your profile and just do a straight 35%. You're going to pay hardly nothing for these supplements. And these supplements are expensive. So let me know. And come in December, I'm going to do a nice 30% off again for my subscribers. So stay subscribed to the channel. I'm going to be doing my business as usual segments. Those will be my live segments where we talk about business and how these things, I'll be talking about these scams and these schemes. My next video I'm going to upload, I told you, is going to be about the PPP loans. Because these are people, guys, like me and you, who got those loans and really probably needed it. But what they spent it on wasn't what they should have. And on their documents, they may have not told the truth and said what it was used for, or if they really did have a business at all. So, I think there was some people going around starting businesses for people and talking about, I could get you that PPP loan. And that's all those chickens are coming home to roost. Now, don't get me wrong. I could have used that money for some debt I had coming out of the, my EBT time, but I was not able to get it. And I felt like I should have been able to get it. And I was like, and then when I started seeing people were getting millions of dollars, some people bought houses, cars, I was like, that's not what the PPP loan was supposed to be for. Because I was ready. I was like, I'm going to get this money. I'm going to get my supplies, fill my closet up. So when, people order, and I had a good base, guys. I really did. I had people ordering from me and everything. But after a while, I couldn't get my supplies. With the C-19. And then even after that, the supply chain from the companies that I got stuff from, it's hard to get the good stuff now. You know, definitely. So, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, on this channel, let me tell you, we'll be doing and talking about business, starting a business, business basics. I'll be posting in my in the section there anything free that I think is valuable, any courses that I am taking. There's a very wealthy county out in Florida. Their score, I left it in my community tab. It's a wealthy beach community that is giving a 5-part series on business. At the end of it, you will get a certificate. One of the classes about SEO. Some really good, hard-hitting information that we need. And this is a very wealthy place in Florida. Their particular score chapter has that 5-part series. Please go and sign up for it. Please go and sign up for any additional knowledge that you can get that you don't have to pay for. Let's see. Some people, let me see. Somebody said some people was lying saying they had over 100 employees, got millions in jail now. Lord Jesus. Nope. I had one, which was me. I think I put 2. 1 or 2 I put down, because I was constantly back and forth. But the online business was good when you have actual product. You will find yourself at the post office, at the UPS store every day. I don't necessarily want to do that anymore. So I partnered with companies like FullScript, that I am a nurse and I bring some customers to them, but those are the same products that I take. The other thing is I'm looking more at products that I don't have to have inventory for, because then you don't need a brick and mortar. You don't have to pay that rent and you're not going back and forth. I'm looking at more stuff online, if you know what I mean, that you're not having to have inventory for, that digital space. So guys, yes, I'll be talking about, because guys, we need a variety. It's really boring. I'm not saying business is boring, but if my channel is just business all day and we don't talk about current events to keep people engaged, but relate those current events and these scams and schemes to business, I think that's just where I need to be with my channel, just to engage people. And we'll talk, just like Natalie just said, remote workers. There's remote scams, guys. I had no idea that people were asking you to pay money to ship equipment. Once you send them the money, if they do that to 100 people a day or 10 people, these people are sitting at home. So that's something that we should talk about, But in addition to business ideas for women, I know it says for women, but it's for men too, right? But most of the people who watch are women, and men like Dre. Dre probably has his own business. I don't know what you do, Dre, but I'm assuming that you either work somewhere and have your own business, or, that's what I'm assuming, that you know what you know. So some people said they had 100 employees. So you got to be able to show payroll. You got to be able to show how you paid them. You got to be able to show job descriptions. And some of these people, guys, are family members, are, in their 30s and 40s and 50s with families and careers and nurses. And some of these people got the PPP loans. Some of these people were professional folk, quote unquote, nurses, doctors, because they thought of it as being easy money. Let me tell you something. Ain't nothing easy here in this life right now. The easiest thing for us to do, they make it very hard, but yeah, definitely I think that those people involved, I really feel bad for them, and I'm hoping they can recoup their money, but I don't know how, because where did all the money go? I don't know. And I'm thinking that there's some more as the weeks go by, guys, with this whole alleged Ponzi scheme with It's alleging with this company that's related to this DJ or influencer. I think more information is going to come out as the weeks go by. I think even in the Shirley Strawberry and Ernesto situation, I think more information is going to come out. I think this is just all the information on these cases are not always revealed until there's a trial. So sometimes we don't know all of the detail until all of the evidence comes out. And it's some real messy stuff. And I think if we just take our time, not look to people just because they have a nice, they're showing you their nice stuff. I would be very cautious of that because, like I said, a lot of people who have money, they don't necessarily flaunt or flash what they have. They're very modest, they're humble about it, and they ain't trying to tell nobody about what they got. So all that flash and stuff, it don't really impress me because look, I'm from the projects of Brooklyn. I've seen many cars, fancy cars, look, no, it doesn't impress me at all. It really, really doesn't. It doesn't. So guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for all of you guys who participated. Dre Hearted, you're back. You cracked me up. Thank you so much for the super chats. I certainly appreciate it. I don't do this for money, but there's a method to the madness as to why I'm on YouTube. And I'm going to end it on that. He said, we love you, your struggle and your strength. That's not tears of pain. That's tears of joy. You overcame. So I so appreciate that. And I want everybody else to, or those who want to, or those who are going to put in the work to overcome too, but I want us, those who do have a couple of ducats, some dollars, just be careful. If somebody's charging, I guess we learned from Derek Jackson. I think he was doing these mastermind, courses and charging a lot of money for them. And it was all a lie because he's going through a divorce. How can somebody who's going through divorce give me advice on relationships? I don't give relationship advice. I'm single and I'm divorced. I can tell you what I went through and what I could have done differently, but I'm not giving nobody advice because that's your marriage. You do what it is that you need to do. I can't give nobody relationship advice. I tell people, be careful, do your due diligence, do your background checks. But other than that, I can't tell nobody nothing because people going to do what they want to do, especially when it comes to love and relationships. Nope. So guys, stay tuned if you're not subscribed. I'm in class. Like I said, look for the next video about the PPP loans. And I'll be going on some websites just trying to get some of the documentation, but it's a lot of, I think this was law enforcement, and I think it's 15 law enforcement. They're losing like their whole law enforcement force, like the popos, people apply for them loans and they're not caring. Uncle Sam is really not caring who you are. They don't care if you got a badge. They're like, no, you took out this loan, you're gonna have to pay it back. It reminds me of back when 9/11 happened. I told y'all about this. Back in Brooklyn, the city workers had a credit union called the Municipal Credit Union, and MCU. And when 9/11 happened, all of the computers went down. So the banks were giving out money. Not giving out money, but the machine would just give you hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Well, there were city workers who were going to Municipal Credit Union and their family members and withdrawing hundreds of dollars a day. I think it was given, I don't know how much, and they was doing this over a period of time. And people was like, yeah, that's when people edge you on, and no, they're not really your friends. Get rid of them. I'm serious. Somebody edge you on, go ahead, girl, go get their money. The computer system down. They ain't gonna be able to track it. Yes, they were. People lost their jobs. I don't know if people went to jail. I got to go look that up. I'm going to go do some research on that and bring that story to you. People lost their jobs. I'm sure I had to pay that money back. So it doesn't, it just doesn't pay, and people's like, girl, that computer system's down. Go get that money. Well, when all the dust cleared, they were able to backtrack because when you put your card in, they were able to determine who got that money and whose account, when you put your PIN in, even though the system was down, I'm sure there was some sort of recording where they could still track who took that money. And those people had to pay that money back. I think some people lost their jobs. I think it was grand larceny over a certain amount. It was ugly. Now, as much as I would have needed that money, I remember like, don't do that because it doesn't. That I don't know. Is that considered like robbing a bank? I don't know. If you got money out of the bank and it's because I remember they said there was a lady who they transferred money to her account and she wouldn't give it back. She spent it and the bank prosecuted her. So if you ever get a deposit in your account, you know it's not yours, just go to the bank and tell them, look, ma'am, this ain't my money. Take it out of my account. It ain't my money. Because you are not going to, nope, it ain't unless, I inherited something. This ain't my money. Take it out of my account. Because yes, if it's there, I could see myself trying to spend it. The woman, I think she bought a house and she bought some other stuff and she refused to give the money back. She was like, it's hers. And they was like, no. And I think she went to jail. So, money went in crooks' pockets. Let me see what's going on out here. Let me see. It says, yeah, I gonna lie on the app. I can't go to jail. Yep. That application is, look. It says retired military, hung my boots up last year at 40. I'm doing a happy dance for you, Dre. That's what's up. 40 years. Shout out to you. Thank you for your service. Again, I've had a plethora of jobs. One of them was at the VA. I didn't like working there for many reasons. But anyway, I didn't like how they did anyway, I just didn't like it. That whole culture, I didn't like it. Money went into crooks' pockets. Yeah, some of that money went somewhere. We ain't gonna talk about that. See, the high level embezzlement, we ain't gonna talk about that. But then the little people get blamed. But it's all thieving and stealing, all the same. It is all the same. He did. How many years you did in the military? If you're only 40, Dre, what? Did you do like 25 years? You went in like at 19? I know, right? At Lady Data Status, he said he went in at 40. Yep, I don't blame you. You are right. A friend does not encourage you to do wrong. Yep, I will leave them alone. You encouraging me to go do something illegal? Like, really? Like, if you were a girlfriend and she's encouraging you to go cheat on your husband, or she cheats on her husband, you might want to leave her alone. I'm just saying. Yep, what a blessing, Dre Harden. Yep, what a blessing at 40. Whoa. And I've known several people in the military who retired. They come out the military, they have their pension, but then they go back into become civilians and they still work, but they still get their military stuff, right, which is their guaranteed stuff. And then they work. So that's how you can double your income. Now, that's a way you can, come out on top. People who went in the military back in the day, and do their 20 years, like in New York. I don't know if they still have it. Come in at 25, do 20, 25 years, and you get a full pension from NYPD, from, I think, sanitation, I think NYP or corrections. You do 20 years and you get a full pension, and you get your full, I think they give you a full pension if you do 20 years in NYPD. And I think that's what a lot of young people did. And that's why, they don't really have anybody, because people did their 20 and they're like, I'm out. And then they go get a job, work somewhere, you get your pension. And if you budget and invest your money, you can do pretty good. But yeah, that's a blessing. And that's what's up. I don't see too many 40. What? Man, please. I know some 50-year-olds who's still trying to figure it out. And I think if I would have stayed still at some jobs, but like I said, I could have stayed still at the VA and stayed there. I didn't like it at all. The culture of the place, it was just so, but anyway, it is what it is. But God bless you, Dre Harden, for the work you put in. I don't know what division you are part of. I should remember, but what division. But most of the guys that I work with, they were Army. And then the benefits that they do give to the military. Some people don't know what the benefits are, and they don't take advantage of, I don't know if they still call it the GI Bill, like maybe federal, USAA, all of those benefits. Take advantage of those things because they do save you a lot of money. The VA loans for veterans. So there's a lot of things. I know my uncles were able to go to school I think, is that the GI Bill? My grandfather was disabled vet, so his sons were able to go to school free or low cost, so they pay for the books. I don't know how it goes, but it is. But guys, thank you guys for joining me. I wanted to come on live. Again, my other story that I'm going to be doing is about the PPP loans, and this is under business as usual. This is, yes, definitely, retired military. He said 40 years. No, Lord, no, he hung up his boots last year at 40. Wow. Crazy. I know you was like, I'm out, I'm free, because you signed a contract. And see, contracts are binding. When you sign to go into the military, people must understand marriage, these are covenants. These are contracts. Dre, you had a sort of a covenant with the military. You pledged that you were going to defend this country. They take that contract seriously. And if you try to renege on it, you do get dishonorably discharged. There's consequences for that because you did not adhere to the contract. Yeah. It says, let's see. It says here, so appreciative of this love. Love you, sis and family. All right, y'all. I'm getting ready to go. I got some stuff to work on. But definitely be looking in my community tab. Anything that I see that I think is a benefit or that I'm doing, I'll post it there. Trying to find low cost to free type of information for people who want to start businesses. Some things you have to pay for, but some things you don't. And the free stuff, I think we should just take advantage of it. And if there's some stuff that I think has added value and it costs, then sometimes you got to pay. So I love you guys. Business as usual. Read lies and scamalations. That's going to be something that I'll be highlighting as it relates to business. This goes on. Y'all remember Martha Stewart? This goes on at every echelon. There's always some scams. Again, all of those charges and those things that are being alleged, those two people, Cesar Pena and DJ Envy, they are innocent until proven guilty. So I don't know what the outcome is going to be. These are just charges and accusations that are being alleged. But, I think some people did lose their money. To whom and how, that is to be determined. So y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the bell. That way you'll be notified. And I just want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Natalie, focused on y'all. Summer Breeze, Dre Harding, you make me laugh. Oh my God, your sense of humor is off the chain. Lady Dagger Status, thank you so much for your support. It is what it is. In the chat today, who else is out here? Wallet Watch. That's what's up. I like that. Wallet Watch. I don't know if you have a channel, but I'm gonna go look it up. And if you do, I'm definitely gonna subscribe. Yeah, but this whole thing, Mackenzie, Tim, how you doing? Let's see who else is out there. I'm just going with Summer Breeze. Thank you so much. Let's see. Man. I'm trying to scroll through the chat. Tamikia, how you doing, girl? Queen Teach 29. How you doing? And I'm gonna try to figure out how to be the CEO. Thank you so much. I have some really good information about how to make things work when you start your online business. I'm not gonna just tell you, I'm gonna show you how this works. And I'm putting all the pieces together, guys, because it's just not having a website, and it's just not as simple as having a YouTube channel. It's a little bit more that goes into it behind the scenes, and you have to educate yourself. And once those pieces get put together, and I'm learning from the people who are doing it too. And so I want to be just like those people I'm learning from. When I put everything is not, all my pieces are not in place yet. But once I put my pieces into place, you're going to see, you're going to be like, oh, okay, I see you. I see what you're doing. So y'all, I see you on the next upload, Business Ideas for Women. But our particular collection is going to be business as usual. We're going to talk about current events as it relates to business. And I think that's a better way to have this channel go in that direction. We talk about current events. I engage you guys. We engage together. We talk. We have a good time. We educate each other. We uplift each other. We give exchange knowledge. But then, some of the quote unquote maybe more, PC, more stuff that's maybe not as exciting, but it's going to be in some of my videos. So like and subscribe, share the videos, go on to the health and wellness shop, get your supplements, email me if you need discounts. I can go into your profile and just put 30%, 35%. I can give you a discount up to 35% off of wholesale. And thank you so much to a loyal customer who buys from me. It seems like every 2 weeks. Her initials are A and B. You know who you are. I'm not putting people's business out there, but thank you so much. I appreciate you coming to my website and purchasing from me. I really, really do. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining. I'll get the StreamYard thing going in a minute. All right, y'all. I'll see you on the next upload. Peace, and I'm out. Woo! I've been up here. It has been almost 2 hours and 25 minutes, y'all. Woo!